over here. You guys want to come over to my house? It's almost fun to have video games.
Alright, fellas.
I don't feel like video games.
Who's ready for a good story? Who wants to go on an adventure? An adventure. Now I've got a really funny story, and it's called Gregory the Terrible Eater. What's the name of the story, guys?
Terry the Incredible Eater.
Gregory the Terrible Eater. Yep, Gregory the Terrible Eater. Jace, what's the name of our story? Gregory the Terrible Eater. What's the name?
Gregory of the Terrible Eater.
Gregory the Terrible Eater. Repeat after me. Gregory the Terrible Eater. All right. Here we go. Who's ready for the story? Raise their hand. All right. Here we go. Now I'm going to show you the picture so you can see. Mother and Father Goat think Gregory is a terrible eater. Can Gregory eat the foods he likes and make his mother and father happy?
I'm telling you something.
Can it wait until after the story? Or do you want to tell them now and then I'll start over? Well, tell him. Just tell everybody.
Jace, I don't want to just start over.
Well, I don't have a problem starting over. I just started. What do you want to tell Jace? Can't remember? All right. Well, sit up, fellas, and let's hear this story about Gregory the Terrible Eater. Mother and Father Goat think Gregory is a terrible eater. Can Gregory eat the foods he likes and make his mother and father happy? Once there was a goat named Gregory. Gregory liked to kick up his legs and jump from rock to rock. Gregory thought he was just like any other goat, but he wasn't. Gregory was a terrible eater. Every time he sat down to eat with his mother and father, he knew he would have a problem. You see him there, guys? There's Mommy and Daddy, and there's Gregory.
This one is Mommy.
That one's Mommy? Okay. Look it. There's Daddy and there's Gregory. Would you like a tin can, Gregory? Asked Mother Goat. No thanks, said Gregory. How about an old box? Asked Father Goat. Bah, said Gregory. Well, I think this is a great supper for a goat, said Mother Goat, as she picked up an old shoe. I think so too, said Father Goat. I don't know why you don't like these things, Gregory. You are too picky. See, there's Mommy, and there's Daddy. And look at Gregory. See, Gregory's thinking about that kind of food, see? And look what Mom's eating. Look what Dad's eating. I'm not picky, said Gregory. I just want things like vegetables and fish and bread to eat. Good things like that. Mother Goat put down the shoe she was eating. Now what kind of supper is that, Gregory? She asked. It's what I like, said Gregory. It's terrible, said Father Goat. After Gregory left the table, Father Goat said, Gregory is a terrible eater. The next morning, Mother and Father Goat were having some old pants and a coat for breakfast. Gregory came to the table. Good morning, Gregory, said Father and Mother Goat. Good morning, said Gregory. May I have orange juice, eggs, and bread for breakfast? Oh no, Mother Goat said. Do have some of this coat. Take a little of these pants, said Father Goat. Bah, said Gregory, and he left the table. Father Goat threw down his napkin. That does it, he said. Gregory just isn't eating right. We must do something.
I can't see.
Hey, Isaiah, you want to go sit back up there, buddy? With brother? Here, sit up here with Pillow Pet. Okay, Father and Mother Goat took Gregory to see Dr. Ram. What's the problem, Dr. Ram asked, when he had finished the old box he was eating. Gregory is a terrible eater, said Mother Goat. We've given him the best shoes, pants, boxes, tin cans, coats, but all he wants are fruits, vegetables, eggs, fish, bread, and other terrible things. What do you have to say about all of this, Gregory? Asked Dr. Ram. I want what I like, said Gregory. I see, said Dr. Ram. He turned to Mother and Father Goat. I've helped picky eaters before, he said. They have to learn to like good food slowly. Give Gregory just one new food to try each day. See, there's the ram. There's Mother and Father, and look at Gregory.
What? What's he doing?
He's running. He's on the mountain.
He's
What does it look like he's doing to you?
He's excited.
Look at Dr. Ram. He's eating boxes. Look at this one here. That night for supper, Mother Goat gave Gregory spaghetti. In the spaghetti, she put an old shoelace. This is pretty good, said Gregory. The next day, she gave him some vegetables and a rubber heel to eat. She cut up the heel for him. Oh, that was good, said Gregory. The day after that, Mother Goat said, today we have something that I know you're going to like. Vegetable soup. But if you eat the soup, you must eat the can too. Look at Gregory. Yum, yum, said Gregory. Now you're starting to eat like a goat, said Father Goat. I'm learning to like everything, said Gregory. One evening, Father Goat asked, has anyone seen my cap? I haven't, said Mother Goat. Come to think of it, I haven't seen my slippers today. Father Goat turned to Gregory and said, Gregory, did you eat my cap and your mother's slippers? Look at Gregory. Yeah, what's he doing there?
He said, I love those stuff.
You love that stuff, huh? Yes, said Gregory. I can't help it. Now I like everything. Well, said Mother Goat, it's all right to eat like a goat, but you shouldn't eat like a pig. Oh, said Gregory. After Gregory went to bed, Mother Goat said to Father Goat, Gregory's eating too much. We'll have to do something about it. The next evening, just before supper, Mother and Father Goat went to the dump. They found some flat tires, a violin, and part of a car. They took everything home and left it in front of the house. When Gregory came home, he saw all the things in front of the house. He saw all the things in front of the house. What's all this? He asked. This is your supper, said Father Goat. It all looks good, said Gregory. It all looks good. What's that, Jace?
Car.
Part of a car. What's that?
A violin and tires.
Yeah, violin and tires. That sound like some good supper. You guys want to eat that for supper tonight?
Ew. I do.
You do?
Ew.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I won't go to the grocery. I'll go to the dump. Like Gregory's parents did.
Ew.
Look at Gregory. Oh, man, goodness. Gregory ate the tires and the violin, but when he started in on the car, he said, I don't feel well. I'm going to my room. I think Gregory had too much to eat, said Father Goat. I hope so, said Mother Goat. All night, Gregory moaned and groaned. The next morning, when he went down for breakfast, he was feeling better. What would you like for breakfast today, Gregory asked Father Goat. What would you like for breakfast today, Gregory? Asked Father Goat. 3 eggs, 2 napkins, and a glass of orange juice, said Gregory. I think that's just about right, said Mother Goat, and it was. Haha. See, at first, Gregory was a picky eater, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And by the end of the story, Gregory wasn't so picky. How was Gregory different from the other goats, guys? He was a picky eater, right? Yes, he was a picky eater. And where did Mother Goat and Father Goat take Gregory?
Doctor?
To where?
Doctor?
To the doctor, yeah, Dr. Ram. And do you think Dr. Ram's ideas worked?
No.
They didn't work? Why not?
Because. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they did work? Oh, his ideas did work. Why do you think they worked?
Because when he told Mother and Father, they just did it.
He told Mother and Father the plan, and the plan was to mix up a little bit of what they thought Gregory should eat into what Gregory wanted, right? And to compromise. When did Mother say that? When did the Mother Goat say that Gregory was eating just about right? At the end, when and what did she mean? And how did she feel? She meant because everybody was happy. Mother Goat was happy. Daddy Goat was happy. What are you doing, Ram Head? You're not a Billy Goat. Quit banging heads on your brother.
Hey, Daddy.
Oh.
No. Hey, Daddy.
No, he said okay.
Daddy.
Yes.
Look. I can hear this from my foot.
Yeah. Some people might think that this story was funny. What do you guys think?
This story was too funny.
It was too funny?
No.
Oh, it wasn't funny?
No.
You think I should read another story?
No.
So we could find a funny one?
No.
What do you mean no?
You want to play?
You want to play?
Yeah. You put me in your head, Adele.
Here, tell him to stop. Say, hey, you don't do that. That's not the way we play. You be nice, little brother. You be nice. Well, all right, guys. I guess we're done with story time then. Is that a good story?
Yes. Soccer game.
Jace, tell him to stop. Say, stop it, Isaiah.
Stop on it and you yourself.
You're hurting yourself, Isaiah. He thinks he has a hard head.